Hi, my love. We are going to be doing your 3-question tarot reading. So let me just adjust the tripod. There, oh, that's a good view of the desk. Light candle. I love these wooden wick candles. They light so easily. I find that the the wax ones, it's a little bit harder to light. Like, they don't light right away, but these are just instant. So I really like that. And then I want to cleanse the table because I did a lot of readings yesterday, and I filmed my discussion video, so I just want to kind of cleanse me. Okay. Let me make sure. All right. We're going to go to, hubby's taking a nap right now, but we're going to Target later. So I'm going to see if I could find myself something to put on top of this desk, because I feel like the wood is nasty. So anyways, okay. So your 3-question tarot reading. We are going to look at love. So it looks like you're asking about love and career. So love and career. I'm going to be working with, it's called the Tarot deck, but it's by the artist Broken Isn't Bad. So I'm going to be working with her deck. I haven't done it in a video yet, so that's going to be fun to do. And I also have the Romance Angels for the romance portion. And I think I might just use, I want to use these chakra reading cards, and let's use the angel answers. Not chakra, I'm sorry, Earth Magic Oracle and angel answers. Okay, so let's go in order from the questions you asked. Actually, I'm gonna do the career question first, because I like to talk about love and relationships. That's my favorite thing to read about, so I want to spend more time with that. So the question is that you will be graduating with your master's. Congratulations. What do I see in the near future as far as your finances go? So the future of your finances, you will be graduating with your master's. Where do I see you working once you graduate? Okay, so what do I see in the near future about our finances? Oh, okay, that's the other relationship question. So the career question is, where do I see you working once you graduate? Now, the thing with that question is I can't tell you what you're going to be doing and all of that, because I feel like that goes against free will. You have the free will to do what you want to do, and I don't want to be the person to tell you what to do. But I can read for the energy of the career and the path that, what to expect or what to watch out for. So I'm going to approach it like that, okay? Just for the sake of my own code of ethics. And since your other question has to do with, we got some jumpers. Since your other question has to do with the future about your finances, which I'll do a separate reading for it. I want to see the energy of the career path in terms of money and finances. So that's how I'm going to approach it. So you recently graduated with your master's. What does the energy of your career path look for this upcoming year? Okay. Whew, my hands are cold. Okay. I have the Six of Cups, the Judgment card. We have Six of Pentacles, and we also have Five of Wands. Okay. So what I'm seeing is with your career path, Six of Cups can be, first off, there's going to be a lot of balance with working with amongst other people, working with another person, joining, changing, exchange of energy, that kind of thing I'm seeing with the Six of Cups and the Six of Pentacles. This could be in the care of helping others, the care of like healthcare and like helping other people and coming to people's aids, that kind of thing. So especially with that, with the Six of Cups, I see, it's a lot of emotional. So it's going to take a lot of emotion out of you to do the work. I feel like the Judgment card coming through is saying that this will be a higher calling for you to do. This is a purpose. So I love that the Judgment card came up, because to me, life purpose does not always equal your career. And it doesn't always equal career, but when a lot of times our career is in terms of our life purpose. We're fulfilling something that we know we need to do. And so what I'm seeing is Judgment coming through in the reading is saying that this is a purpose that you're supposed to fulfill. This is something that is meant for you to do. It's a higher calling for you to work amongst exchanging of energy with other people. So I don't know what it is that you went to school for and whatnot. You may have told me in the past. It's hard for me to remember details of every client. But I will just say intuitively, I feel like it's working one-on-one with people. I feel like you're helping people, like healthcare or therapy or some sort of medicine. I also feel like the Six of Pentacles it's the energy exchange. It's the giving and receiving. And so because you're going to be doing a lot of that giving and receiving energy, you need to make sure that you are always running on, not on empty, but running on a full tank, okay? Energetically speaking, emotionally speaking, and all of the above. Because I feel like you're going to be kind of like constantly giving a lot of yourself to others, and you need to make sure that you're running on like a full tank all the time. Five of Wands coming up is a card of competition. So there could be competition or a lot of competition in the field that you're going into. It could also be the process of putting in the applications. You need to be more aggressive, and more aggressive with how you put yourself and how you stand out from other people who are applying for the same position. The other thing I'm seeing is there could be, because if you're working amongst a lot of other people in the work field, that it could be a little bit competitive and, drama and whatnot, like, especially if you're working somewhere where there's a lot of people involved, it could be that way. So that's why I feel like, I sense that you need to be constantly running on full tank all the time. We have Fog, Veiled, Meadow, Vulnerability, and you also have the Wake Up Call. So there's going to be instances, I feel, that you're going to be experiencing things through this career that is going to be eye-opening for you with the Wake Up Call. The Veiled is like, you're going to kind of have like, I feel like the Wake Up Call and the Veil is kind of saying like, throughout this experience with your careers that you've done in the past, you really haven't had the one job that's truly going to open your eyes. And I feel like this career with the Judgment coming through, and you have like the Wake Up Call and the Fog coming through, it's like saying you're going to have your eyes wide open. You're going to have your mind blown with this career. In the core is the Vulnerability card. So to me, that's kind of saying like, you need to be wide open. Like, I just see it's a wide open field, wide open, allow yourself to be vulnerable. I know it's hard to do that. It's at times it's like, we want full control. We want to make sure that we are in control of ourselves. But I feel like that vulnerability it's going to help you. It's going to be good for you. Go into this career completely, and even though you've gone through the training through school and experience through school and learning about it, still go through this career, this job that you will get, eager to learn, wide open, open heart, open mind, ready to learn and take in everything and anything. So you could be the best of yourself, the best that you can be. I also am sensing like there's no way to prepare yourself for this. That's kind of what I'm hearing, that you're going to be going into this kind of work and there's no way to prepare you for it. You got to go in full blown, ready to do it, ready to experience. Let's see. Anything else that we need to know about this? How about the finances? We have King of Swords. We have the 10 of Cups. We have the 6 of Wands. Beautiful. So financially speaking, leader, okay, a king, in control, okay? So this could be, you will be taking on more responsibilities. You can also be taking on more financial responsibilities that maybe you have in the past. So maybe you'll be making much more money than you did before. So I feel like it's like leadership role with the King of Swords. You're in control. And honest and integrity is also going to be having your back as well. This could be a role in that will lead to, or even be right off the bat, supervisory or management kind of stuff, okay? So it could lead up to that, or you can start right off the bat, but also walk into this career with the King of Swords mindset. Be very clear when you be very clear when you communicate, okay? Especially in your interviews and whatnot. Be a leader role, even if you aren't one right off the bat in your job, that kind of thing. The 10 of Cups, love it. The family life, your schedule may fit with the other person's schedule. You may feel complete. It's going to be a really good, happy ending to your career story. And then the 6 of Wands to me is successes. Because I was pulling with the intention of the finances, I see very much success in the financial realm, in the financial experience for you. So that's a really good plus. Now let's ask about when this career, this whole thing will come about, because we got the angel answers. Perfect timing. So to me, that's kind of just saying like, it's not really saying when it's going to happen, but when it does happen, it's going to be at the perfect moment, at the right moment. And that oftentimes, because we pull judgment for you, when you're living out a life purpose, a lot of times you will see everything kind of falls into place as it is meant to, and it's almost perfect. So I love that that card came up, because it's like you are dealing with life purpose stuff. And so you'll know when it's the perfect job, because it's just, it comes up at the right moment. You apply, everything is smooth. You get the interviews, everything will start flowing perfectly. So that's how you're going to know this is the one. Okay. So I love it. I love it. I hope that answered that question, my love. I'm sorry that I couldn't tell you what exactly you're going to be doing, but I'm sensing exchange. Let me make sure these aren't upside down. I'm sensing a lot of energy exchange, helping other people, healthcare, childcare, therapy, psychology, counseling, or doctor stuff, or dentist, like something within you are literally physically helping other people. Okay. But I'm not here to tell you what to do or what to apply for and all of that. I don't like to do that. So I leave that up to you. Okay, so let's dive into my favorite topics to read about. Let's talk about love. Okay, so you are recently engaged, so congratulations. You want to know, what do I see in your near future about your guys' finances and your future together? And then the second question is, will you be moving in together anytime soon? So I'm going to kind of combine those, because I'm going to do a giant reading. So I want to pull, I'm really curious, I want to pull on the energy of your guys' relationship, and then we'll dive in and I'll pull cards to answer those two questions. Look at the energy of this relationship. Anything we need to know. I pulled two cards right off the bat. Let's pull from the romance angels. Interesting. Now that one did come out in reversed, but I'll keep that in mind, but that's interesting. Okay. Look. The energy of the relationship. And I'm going to use this deck for you, and I'll be pulling on his with this deck, okay? So your portion in this relationship, and I always pull in threes, so let's pull in threes, and then let's put on theirs. I shouldn't assume him. I mean, sorry, I should always say them. I think it's just naturally I just say him because of my husband, but I need to not do that. So let's see there. Whoop, that one wanted to come out. Okay, no other jumpers. All right, those two wanted to come out too. Okay, so they have Queen of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, Two of Cups, and Ten of Wands. I love it. Okay. So right off the bat, the energy of this relationship, we have whale or breach. We also have vigilance. Okay. So this relationship has come a long way. Okay. There have been difficulties. There have been needs for attention on certain subjects. I'm feeling like that whale card, the breach, is there's certain things that needed to be brought to the surface. Okay. And recently I feel like after you guys got through that hurdle, things got a hell of a lot better. The vigilance is telling me that there's a lot of willpower and there's a lot of motivation that the two of you have instilled in this relationship. You've fought for it. You have probably had to, I don't want to say persuade other people, like outside people, because literally the opinions of outside people don't really matter, but we do place importance on it for some reason. So these outsiders could be friends of friends, or family members. But I feel like it was being vigilant with certain people on the outside and proving to them that this relationship is valuable, strong, and powerful. So I feel like it's like you guys have done the work, but there's still a little bit of work to be made. So healing family issues came up. This says your love life benefits you as you forgive your parents. Now that's why I'm saying, like with the vigilance, people on the outside, the stone people, it's funny how it's stone people, because I feel like outsiders, this could be family members, this could be friends, whoever, whatever. But there was difficulties with people on the outside who were not necessarily involved in your relationship, or should not be involved in your relationship, but somehow their impressions meant a lot to the two of you. So this could be, trying to see eye to eye with family, trying to see eye to eye with the parents, getting the parents to be on board, that kind of thing. Blessings, perhaps, like getting the parents' blessings on the whole engagement. This could be, people on the outside dealing with stuff. This could be also psychotic exes dealing with a lot of that kind of thing. But healing family issues seems to be one of the big core things in this relationship. It could be also one-sided. So maybe one of you or the other person has a lot of family issues that needs more attention. And so that was a big hurdle personally, not for the other person to deal with, but more so on a personal level. So whether it's yours or theirs. But I see that as like, if once the two of you are in that process of healing those situations and those issues that are popping up, that also made the relationship stronger. So that's just something coming up. On your end, you bring forth, we have 9 of Wands, we have 5 of Cups, and we have Queen of Swords. I love that the Queen of Swords came up for you because you also got the King of Swords as far as your career goes, which tells me you're a very independent, very strong-willed, verbally literally like you have a strong voice and a strong mind kind of a person, okay? This is not the easiest person to be in a relationship with. I will say that, okay? Kings and queens of swords people are very hard to, they're hard to dominate. They're also very hard to tame and to nurture and to take care of because they are constantly used to doing it themselves, okay? So I feel like you coming on as a Queen of Swords, the need to soften to be in a relationship with someone else was most likely a challenge for you, okay? I also feel like as a Queen of Swords, truth, honesty, integrity, being honest, being 100% transparent is very important to you, okay? What I'm seeing here is the 9 of Wands and 5 of Cups makes me feel like if there's any issues in this relationship, it would be bringing stuff up from the past, bringing stuff up that was once supposed to be forgiven, but then let's say you guys have a big fight and then you're fighting and you're bringing shit up from the past that maybe you know you shouldn't, okay? So I see that coming through with you. The other thing I see is 9 of Wands is a complete and utter exhaustion, okay? But you will still bend over backwards and do your thing, but which is why I feel as a Queen of Swords, if you're willing to put in a lot of the work and bending over backwards and giving your all when you're 100% exhausted, I feel you have that same expectation of your lover, and if your lover doesn't fulfill it, not saying that they don't, but if they don't fulfill it or they fail to or they show signs of not, that's a big deal breaker for you, and that's a big issue for you. 5 of Cups to me is a card of regrets and a card of like looking into the past and only focusing on the negatives. So for you, what you bring into the relationship is at times if you're in a mood and you're only focusing on the negatives, that can put a damper on your guys' connection, okay? So that's just something to be aware of, but it's not, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, it's just something to be aware of. So let's look at their cards. So their cards, they got Queen and Queen, 2 Queens, Wands and Pentacles. Now, the 2 Queens can indicate mom energy. The 2 Queens can also indicate very important women in this person's life. So there, you know, this could also go hand in hand with the family issue stuff. This could be difficult sister-in-law or mother-in-law issues that you may have dealt with coming into this relationship. The other thing I see with the Queens is like this person brings forth the elements of what these queens are. So a Queen of Wands is a very passionate person. This person leads with their heart. They like to do things that they like to do. They could also be very fire energy, or they can just be very motivated, very physical, very attentive to their looks and that kind of a thing. A Queen of Pentacles can be this person brings forth a lot of the nurturing and the money, and they are really good with saving or spending. It could be both ways. But this person is really good with, you know, planting a seed and seeing it grow and become something else, okay? So really good aspects, but I feel also that the tables might be turning with your career change too. So this person may be used to being the breadwinner, and perhaps things might change with you turning into that King of Swords. So you never know. The other thing I see with this is that this person does do communication well, okay? So there is communication well. I also see this as a really good bond so that they feel naturally that you guys click, okay? I also feel like maybe the 2 of you have shared a lot of heavy secrets. Also, I feel like just you guys always have something to talk about. So it feels really like how me and my husband are. We always have something to talk about, and that's one thing I love about our relationship. So I see that too with the 2 of Cups with you guys coming out. They also bring forth the 10 of Wands, which shows to me also similar to yours with the 9 of Wands. You have, you know, a lot of exhaustion and whatnot, that this person still pushes forward even though they may not be able to see what else is out there. So this person brings optimism into the relationship, okay? When things are falling apart, you might be the one to kind of lose your shit, be a little bit emotional and stuff, right? But the lover is the person who tends to keep pushing forward regardless of how many obstacles they have in front of them. So this is a really positive trait to see in the relationship. The only negative I see with this is that this person may have the tendency to not look ahead. They just keep going, and they're not necessarily a good planner. Okay. So that's a good way to see the relationship, so the shadow card, I thought it was going to be the Four of Wands, but the shadow card that I see is the Nine of Swords. This relationship has some, like I said, it has some skeletons in the closet. A laundry list of things. I feel like you guys need to learn to reprioritize together so that there's no stress or a little stress. So that the two of you are equally getting your sleep at night, that the two of you are equally getting, you know, your ability to, let's see what your shadow card was, because that was theirs. Stresses at night and whatnot. So maybe they don't sleep well. They have a laundry list of things that they need to do. So this is something that they would have to work within themselves, but a relationship is a two combo. So you guys work together. Yours is the Page of Wands, which is interesting because, Pages of Wands are new to a craft, and that's exactly what you're going to be doing as you start working. So for you, a shadow or a fear is actually getting involved into working and starting the new career path and whatnot, because I feel like you feel like it might change the dynamic of your relationship. That's at least what I'm sensing from the cards. But don't put so much focus on that. Like I said, you tend to focus on the negatives. Don't focus so much on the negatives. Try your best to just remain calm and move forward regardless. Okay, so let's look into the finances, because that's one of the questions that you asked is the finances of this relationship. I'm assuming in order to move in together, because the next question is, will we be moving together anytime soon? So let's see how this goes. I feel like that was just dropping the cards. So let's keep on shuffling. So the finances, what is in the future? So we have the Empress, the Sun, and the Knight of Swords. And I also have another card that wants to come out. We have the Seven of Pentacles. Love it. So in terms of your guys' finances, the Empress and the Sun and the Knight of Swords, I see really good things coming financial-wise. I feel like it's going to happen. When it happens, it's going to happen real fast. I feel like that you guys need to learn to plant your seeds together with that Empress card. She's all about creation, and it's very much heavy earth energy. And what's at the core is happiness, and the Sun card is happiness. And so I feel like regardless of how much money you guys are bringing in together, if you shift like your mindset on what brings you happiness in this relationship, I feel like the dollar signs won't matter so much. Okay. So I just heard impulsive spending, and that's coming up with the Knight of Swords. So if one of you has the tendency of being an impulsive spender, that's going to be something that you will have to work out as you go through this process. Okay. So someone likes to spend money. That needs to stop if you guys want to make this work. We have winter solstice coming up, reflection. We have grounding with the tree, and we have instinct. I love it. So when it comes in terms of like moving and starting a home, I see the reflection card with the winter solstice coming up. So right now we're in the winter season. So let this be a quiet time to connect, to reflect on where you want your guys' future to go. Okay, like don't jump the gun yet. Don't be impulsive. And then we have tree with the grounding, and this is where you guys start to plant your roots. So I feel like that answers the question of, you know, the moving in together and all that. Yes, it is a process. It will happen. And then the instinct card is trusting those gut instincts that you guys have. But I feel like right now in the winter season, now is not the time to rush into moving or, you know, doing that thing. I feel like right now, the winter season is the time to reflect. Okay, this is the time to plan it out, to start planning it out. And that's kind of how you see what's happening with the Seven of Pentacles. This was that last card that just had to come out. I see the Seven of Pentacles as like you're contemplating what you want to do with the money. You're contemplating what you want to do with everything. And so right now you're in that contemplation, that mode. But I feel like you're starting to get closer to that point of planting roots. I love that the tree card came up for you with that. So let's ask the tarot about the energy of moving in together. The Devil, the Eight of Swords, the Eight of Wands. I love it. Oh my gosh, there's so much fear and hesitation. One of you has more fear and hesitation than the other person. That Devil card is instantly saying you're gonna have to cut those chains, right? Cut the chains that are tying you to your current living situations, whether you're living at home with the parents or you're waiting for the lease to go out, whatever it is, whatever is causing the chains. Could also be one of you could be like stuck in the job that's not allowing you to move. I don't know. There's something that Devil represents, some kind of chain that is holding on to that person from moving forward. There's also a lot of fear that one of you has with that Eight of Swords coming up, being locked in the mind state. Like literally there's fears of unsuccessfulness. There's fears of, what if we don't work well together? But Eight of Swords is like, things may seem really bad, but they're literally not. They're not as bad as you think that they are. And then the Eight of Wands is saying when it comes down to moving, you guys just have to do it. Don't think about it. That's probably also why the Knight of Swords is coming up, because the Knight of Swords is very impulsive. So it's like one of those things where you guys just have to do it. It's also 2 8s, and 8 is a number of abundance and money. So I feel like once the job is set in stone with your career and whatnot, the finances will be changing, and when the cards revealed, there's going to be a lot of good successes with that. I feel like once all of that is into place, everything falls into place, you're going to find it a hell of a lot easier to do this, to make this move happen, to make this living situation take place. So be patient, okay? So we got very soon with the moving in together. I love that. Let's ask the angel answers too. Very soon. So not quite right now, but very soon, okay? We have helpful people. We have meditation brings answers and remain positive. Helpful people can be friends and family that come through to help, okay? This could be people that might help you with a down payment, people who might help you, in the actual moving process. Everything will align. Like I just sense that everything is going to fall into place. It'll be perfect. Meditation brings answers. So if you have additional questions about, the whole process and the energy between the two of you and moving in together, meditate on it and then remain positive. So remaining positive coming up is just a reminder to focus on the positives, not the negatives. Focus on the potential, not what is, what you feel is making it impossible, that kind of thing. I just sense that with you, that you can be, I don't mean it in a mean way, like saying, oh, you could be very negative, but I feel like when you get so focused on a negative thing, you blow it up 10 times the size that it really is. So I just feel like the cards are just insisting that when the time is good and ready for you two to move in together, you can't let the fears, because there's a lot of fear here. You can't let the fears hold you back. You got to just go for it, because the Eight of Wands is literally my green light card in the tarot to move forward with what you're doing. So, my love, I hope that answered your questions, and I hope that, that gave you some clarity and whatnot. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or feedback that you would like to give me, please send me an email. And anyone, if you were watching, this is the 3-question tarot reading. It's currently on sale. I believe it's $10 off its regular price. So if you want to book a 3-question reading, please do. All of the information is in my description box. Go to my website for the bookings. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye, loves.